hola, sí, Melchizedek. Yes, they tried to do it again. I put out the video about the sacred prostitute and the virgin goddess are one. And, they don't want me talking about that stuff. So they always find a way. Mm-hmm. No, no, no. I know. No. The warriors are always coming. They're always present. Ache. All right? Adios, Melchizedek. Hola! So, my video, I wasn't going to make a video. I was going to take my little things out, but they're not really dry yet. But y'all don't mind. Y'all don't mind. So I was doing my meditations today. I tried to put this video out. And this video is important because this video is about the sacred prostitute and the Virgin Mary. It's talking about sex goddesses. It's talking about your sexual creative energy. And it's a very powerful video. But I'm not going to say, oh, they just trying to stop the word. I did have a song there, even though the video is very old. The video has been up since 2013. So, but what I was playing, what I was playing on the song, all I do was that song. Every man has a place. In his heart there's a space. And the world can't erase his fantasies. Take a ride in the sky, on a ship, fantasize. All your dreams will come true right away. And you can't play no music on the background on a video. Nowadays, you really can't do it. And, hola, Michael. Oh, I know you heard me. I know you heard me. I was just talking to you, and here you are. I love it. But you cannot, if you have a message, do not put any copywritten material on it that you do not own, because they will take it out. That's a reason for them to take it out. But it's also a reason for me to come today on my last days. On my last days, I am in celebration of this transformation that's happening in my life. But Sex Energy Goddess 13 is a name that I got. It started with the solution with my significant other. And it was what sparked this whole awakening for me. Because when he used to call me that, it left I didn't really like it. Like, he would call me sex goddess, right? And it, it's supposed to be, it's a sexual thing, and it could be a, to someone, someone is giving homage to your abilities or whatever. And so I could appreciate that. And I appreciate it very much now, because I definitely know what it means. And it was a trigger for me, because I had to find out, why did it bother me so much to hear that? And what it went to was all of the sexual abuse that I encountered. It's like a person that is very good at what they do when it comes to sex. They've gotten a lot of practice. You understand what I'm saying? They know what they're doing for a reason. And a lot of people don't recognize how deep the reason is, and they just think that, oh, well, then that means I gotta, get money with, my pussy power. You know what I mean? And it's not like that. There's so much more that you can do with it. And so in that time, for me, it took me back to, all of the abuse that I endured, and the self-sexual abuse that I caused on myself by the choices that I continued to make, by a mind that was calcified. That's just where I was. That was my path. But in looking at it now, it's so clear. And ache, and love to every single being that was part of my evolution. Ache, and power and love to you, because I couldn't be this now if it wasn't for everything that had to happen. So I appreciate that, and I love everyone. So I had to go deep into what this sex goddess was. And that's when I started working with the organ. I started getting all of this information, all of these downloads. And downloads, a lot of people want to get like really technical with it, but a download is getting information that you have not gotten, that you didn't read in a book, that you didn't, and all of a sudden you know this information. That's a download. So all of a sudden I started getting downloads that I had to start looking into. What is this about? What is this that's coming to me? What are these dreams, these vivid dreams that I'm having of myself being killed, and having these sexual rituals, and having these, all of these things that were coming. And then during the times that I was having physical sex, I'm getting energy, that I'm recognizing these powers of Kali and Lakshmi and all of these Kundalini, and I'm experiencing all this on a subconscious level, but it's coming out into my reality in my sex. And I had to stop. I had to detach from sex completely so that I could make sense of what was going on inside of me. Because the only person that had, to my mate, it could have been just this wonderful, fantastic voyage, but for me, it was a lot deeper, and it was a lot more. And the ancestors and the divine knew what had to happen at that time. My partner and I of 27 years separated. We had to separate. And whatever needed to happen in order for that to happen, happened. Because I needed to be celibate. I needed to close that door from the outside and go within and keep this energy. And at that time, the first thing I was thinking was like, oh Lord Jesus, what am I going to do? I'm used to having sex 3 times a day. I'm not playing. 3 times a day. That's what it was. And so this is where it also comes into a sort of a self-abuse too, a self-sexual abuse, because this is a sacred energy that needs to be used with intention all the time. And even when you are thinking and feeling that you have the right intention, if you are not healed from within, you are still manifesting things that are going to come out that need to be healed. Your full manifestation is not going to be able to realize until you have done the work within. So it's going to happen either way, whatever path you go, whatever way it goes. If you're going to the path of evolution and ascension, then you're going to have to face your shit. You're going to have to deal with it at one point or another. And for me, that sex was a habit of love, and it was something that was happening consistently to confirm the relationship. It wasn't something that was coming really from an authentic space of true love, because see, if you could be in a relationship with somebody and you could feel love for that individual, what you think love is, but you don't know love until you have it for yourself. The way that you treat your little babies, your offspring, your families, your lover, your husband, your whatever, all of these forces outside of you, the way that you treat that is how you need to treat yourself. And see, we have been programmed to believe that that's selfish, and that is, you're supposed to give it all out. You're supposed to give it all out. That's not the truth. You are a direct extension of Most High, and you have been able to manifest in this vessel so that you can do the work of our ancestors, and so that you can do what your life purpose is, so that you can get the direction directly from the Most High, not through any third party. But you have to be prepared for that. So in my journey, cleansing from sex had a great deal to do with my self-realization and my recognition of who I am as Sex Energy Goddess 13. Someone that I have been for many, many lifetimes. Someone who I was killed for many times. Most of my lifetimes, I was killed doing this work. This lifetime, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I know why I'm here. I know why I came. So this experience of cleansing from sexual encounters with anyone is going to give you awareness and is going to start bringing your sensitivities back, because while you're having sex you are desensitizing. It's like you're giving your power all the time. You're giving your power, and if you're not energizing it, if you are not creating this chi, if you are not creating this energy back inside of you, then you're dying. Like in the video games where it's like your life force is up. The more you have sex, your life force goes down. This is not about judging somebody thinking you a hoe or anything like that. This is not about your freedom of sexuality, because if you notice in the media, what are they showing you now? Oh, be free with your sex and be free with your sexuality and all of this freedom. Do it, but do that shit at your own risk. And the risk is your life. The risk is your soul, which goes beyond this flesh. This is just an expression of what is inside. So I have to take care of that so that I can stay connected to the Most High, whatever you want to call it. Because people keep asking me, like somebody just asked me, do I think that I'm Hebrew? What part of the I am do you not get? I am. I am everything. Everything that has life is me. I am. So Hebrew, Israelite, a Buddhist, Kenyan, goddess, saint, virgin, Jesus, whatever. What do you want to call it? What do you want to call it? Sex cleansing is essential to your life force. When you are having sex, you are picking up the energies, the life forces, the cells of everything in that other individual. No judgment, because we're all here on this path of evolution. So there should be no judgment here. And if you're judging, you need to stop. But know that when you are in that energy with that individual, first of all, you already doing it without this. Sexual energy is around us and in us, is what we are. The energy that we exude is sexual energy. When I say certain things and it makes your phallus hard or your yoni's moisten, that is sexual energy. Simply that. That's all it is. And I am the shell that it came in. But this energy is working all the time. So there is a time where we must shield ourselves. When you are menstruating, that is a time you don't need to be around nobody, because your blood, your energy is like magnet, and it is sucking in the energy of everything outside of it. And that's why there are certain rituals where a woman is kept in a certain place at a certain time. This is the time where she is learning about her goddessness and her power, because that is what it is. Goddesses got called witches and got killed because we were bleeding and men didn't bleed. So they were like, oh, these bitches are witches. This is a bad thing. So let's burn them up. Let's do whatever we got to do because of our nature. And they've made movies about it and created so many different versions and so many different things, that make it something that is really not, but it can be. So these things are important for women to know. And if they don't know, it's like that we have all of these ideas that are given, and not just women, because men need to know this too. This is sacred knowledge that belongs to the universe. You know how much, you're looking at how they study insects, and we're like, oh, the insects are so, and I say it to the insects because that is life. But they're like, oh, wow, and look at this power and what they do. And they give it such reverence and such respect. They don't do that for humans. They don't do that for us. They portray us in these lights so that your perception of what a human is something that is just so either low, 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 or high, high, high. Oh, thank you, baby. Oh, she brought me Oshun flowers. Oh, and Ovatala. And the forces of the universe. Thank you, baby. I love you.
You're welcome.
Oh, Ache. Ache, 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 Ache. She was out on a little nature walk. But, this is, your sexual energy is everything. And I had to really go deep into myself, because it's like one of the things that was keeping me from like even physical money was my ideas and my thought of who I was. Like all of these things that were coming of what I knew I was supposed to do, and I would be like, that couldn't possibly be me. An infinionaire, like that couldn't possibly be me. And so it's like I was creating blockages all that time because I couldn't see past this level that was created from my root, from thoughts that I had as a little girl, from things that were said to me as a little girl that I kept, that stayed in my root. And I believed it. I believed it. And even when I thought that I didn't believe it, I was still believing that shit because I was acting like I believed it. Not what I was saying, because I was saying, "Oh no, I got this." Do y'all know that I had one of my power tools was my sexual abilities and my capabilities. And I had these things, these rules that made it so that I can gain power. And my power was to never allow anyone inside of the corazon, right? And so that was what I thought was that was like my protection. And so it was a real interesting, deep journey. And I know that those of you that have had sexual abuse in your life, you have experienced it in some way, shape, or form. And even if you haven't had it in direct contact, this whole planet has been sexually abused and has to be healed from the root chakra. That's where it has to begin. It has to begin with you. And each individual could do it all completely about their own. Michael says, tell them about the power of the blood. Do you know in rituals, and I know that you guys might have seen rituals of people doing they'll kill a chicken or animal, or because of the power of the blood. Blood is creation. Blood is like it's the life force. Blood is life force, and when it comes from a human, when it comes from a woman, it is extreme power. Extreme power. And so it being from the divine feminine, like coming by way of the menstrual cycle, the things that can be done with that blood, there's people that fertilize their crops with it. It's a vital energy. It is, and so because the woman herself has all of that power within her, then it was something that was, they began to do a program to keep you from that information and have you think that it's gross, that it's, a terrible thing. There are creations that are made through sexual energy with that blood. So a woman does not have to sacrifice anything outside of herself. She has it all within her to have this infinite power in connection to the Most High. So, and this is what Mary Magdalene had, the sacred prostitute, the Virgin Mary. This is all of the goddesses. They're goddesses because, we have this energy, we have this ability. And when you go into what they called them back in those times, the mystery schools, sacred schools, it was something that you don't share with everybody. Like what I'm telling y'all right now, everything that I'm telling you is so that you could go back to yourself, because the answers are within you. When it's time for you to have it, you're gonna have it. I'm not gonna be here for long, and it's for a reason, because this information is being abused right now. There are people that are, charging for their books and all of their things, for all of their information, and by everybody has to do their part, but information has to be earned. And you get it when you heard the saying, when is it, when the student is ready, the master will come, the teacher will come. That's true with everything. And so we can't take advantage of all of this information. And it's good for, the information is out there to be out there and to circulate. But there's also a whole nother process of bringing this information into a space and protecting it, because they will continue to do what they do so that the information is manipulated and all of these things. So all of these energies still exist. Just because you feel like you know a higher level of information, it doesn't mean that you could block all of these energies that are coming from these directions, because they exist all the time. It's about creating balance with these energies and bringing them to a space where you're able to be like this, and you can handle all the energy that's coming, and you know where to go, where to direct intention and create things from this energy. But there has to be, it's a collaboration between frequencies that exist on that same level. And so these are the things that are happening, are not things that can be bought. It's like there's people that are still, if you're getting an orgone energy device from me, you're someone that's working on your self-mastery, and you're on this path of knowledge for a reason. Everything has a reason. Everything has a reason. So I'm just going to leave it with that. I'm going to go do my hair, y'all. That's all I wanted to say. Because they be trying to keep me from talking. But for all the women that have been asking me about my hair, this is what I do. I braid it, and then I twist it at the end. And that's it. And I talk to it. I talk to my hair, and I ask it to bring me all of the information that I need to get through the day. And I'm grateful for it. And I look at, my face, and I thank, God for everything that, for being able to have the skin that I have, and the eyes that I have, and the nose and the mouth. And so it's a whole ritual, that just comes from just my energy. And this is something that I had to learn how to do. Anybody that knew me from back in the day, that there is no way in the world, anybody that knows, I know my cousins know, that you was not going to see me out the house looking like this. That was not going to happen. Nope, would have never happened. And it was a process of taking off the mask. It was a process of taking off the mask and being okay with what's on that other side. Y'all know I could turn it up if I want to turn it up. But, and that whole confidence thing has always been a part of who I am. But still, I had a lot of fear. Lots of fear. Fear was running my life. It was running my life, and I had to get a hold of it. And I would not have been able to get a hold of it if I would not have stopped. If I would not have stopped having sex. Because sex was, it was, even if you're with the same partner, that's still bringing in energies. That partner, I'm sure, still has some healing to do, just like you got healing to do. And that's what happened in my relationship. And it took us 3 years of being apart so that we could do this work. And even, let me tell you this, coming back together, it wasn't a thing where it was like, oh, back together 3 times a day again. You have such an awareness for what this energy is, and such a respect for it, that we would do 30-day cleanses easy. We'll do a 30-day cleanse, and it's like, it just happens in cycles, and you start doing things just authentically. You're not following a guide that's saying, oh, this said do this now, or you shouldn't do this. You have to do what you want to do when you want to do it, and feel and study what comes out of that choice. You know what I mean? Because if you would have told me 6 years ago that I would not be having sex 3 times a day, I would have been like, shut your mouth. Because I was hooked. And that's what I wanted to do. That's what I felt. And that was part of who I am. And, it was a program that was injected in me from a really, really early age, so it was a habit that I had to break so that I can see myself, so it does. And it didn't make me, I'm still that, you know what I mean? But there is I know how to use it now. Every person that has a piece, the orgone energy batteries that people are connecting to now, these are from the collections that I made during my time of harnessing my sexual energy. every single one of them. And it's not a surprise. People that get my pieces are like, I feel, sexual. I feel like I want to have sex. So I get that, and it happens for a reason. It's so that you could use your sexual creative energy and direct it to an intention, whatever that intention is, but be mindful of what your intention is. So that's where the meditation and all that other stuff comes into play, because you want to make sure that you're vibrating at a level where everything that you're putting out there, that when it comes back, is coming back good. You don't want to put out there, there's people that are messing with spells for other people and manifesting love. You can't manifest anything that you don't have inside of you. That will only give you temporary results, and it will give you sick relationships. It will give you tainted and toxic relationships. I firsthand know many people that have created spells to have a loved one be with them, and it's never, ever, ever been good. You can't make somebody want you. You cannot. You cannot. You cannot. You can manipulate them. Yes, if they are of a weak mind, you can most certainly do that. If they don't know who they are, you can most certainly do that. But it'll only create a karma that's going to come back to you, because we're energy. So everything that we put out comes back in all the time. And it's not a judgment. It's universal law. I didn't make it up. Universal law is balanced, and it's not saying, oh, you got to be a good person like an angel all the time. That's not what we're here for. Sometimes the motherfucker got to get motherfucking bitch ass deep like that, like real shit down dirty low like that, because it's where you have to be at that time for whatever reason. It's not that it is bad. It's about using that energy and being productive with it. That's really truly what it is. And so the only solution, like before anybody can get to any other level, you have to be able to master your sexual energy. You have to say no to the vajayjay. You got to say no to the phallus. You got to do it, no matter how good it is. But when it is your time to do it, you will know, because it will be done. I was in a relationship that I thought whenever I needed it and wanted it, it was always there. And something happened to make sure that was not going to be available. And being with another person wasn't really an option for me. Not one that I wanted anyway. So I had to do the work. So that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. They didn't want me to sing that song. That's why they took down my video, y'all. Every man has a place. In his heart there's a space. And the world can't erase his fantasy. Sing it with me, y'all. Take a ride in the sky. On a ship's fantasize. All your dreams will come true. I know y'all seen that when Philip Bailey did that one. All your dreams will come true right away. And we will sing together. Hola. All right, I'm leaving y'all because y'all know I'll be staying here for a long time. Lisa, your package is on its way. Everybody that I've been talking to and connecting to last week, your packages are on their way. You should receive them on Monday. Ache. They are in beautiful boxes that are going to make sure that they stay protected. And the Cell Center thanks you. We thank you. And again, we're going to be in Los Angeles March, the end of March. So if you are in Southern California, in the Los Angeles area, inbox me, please. If you know someone in the area that can benefit from this movement, please share this video with them so that we can get connected, because the connections are now happening live and in person. We will not be giving all of our information to the FBI. Mark Zuckerberg, you ain't gonna get my life. That was off the dome, y'all. That was tight. That was tight. Mark Zuckerberg, he be trying to get it. And I want you guys to also check out, if you have not checked out any of the Master Vibration Study Group Oh, this Friday's study session is going to be all about your sexual energy. So it's going to be what I talked about today, but we're going to get a little bit deeper. We'll get deeper into the rituals and what they are, and just using your energy and really working on that sex cleanse. Even if you're in a relationship, it would be a great time for you and your significant other to do a sex cleanse so that you could work on yourselves, because that's also going to keep you from relying on your partner for everything. Like, you can't rely on your, but I know that Solution loves me. He love him some me. And I love me some him. But I can't rely on him for my love for me. You know what I mean? And I don't rely on him for my happiness. We're like two happy people that like to be around each other, and so we share, and it's always been like that, and that's why it's been like that for 27 years. But it's not, there's no, it's like I can't create in his reality, just like he can't create in mine. So once we have that power with ourselves together, then can make many things happen. Many, 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 many things. So next time y'all see me, I'm going to do my hair. I am. All right. I tell you guys, I love yous. Adios.